go. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the regular session of the Clinton County Legislature for Wednesday, July 17th. I will call the meeting to order at 5:15 p.m. Would you all rise and please join us in the pledge of allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Castine.
Present.
Mr. Bazzaio.
Here.
Mr. Hall.
Here.
Mr. Henry.
Here.
Mr. Hughes.
Here.
Mr. Kretzer.
Here.
Mr. Perrier.
Here.
Mr. Randall.
Here.
Mr. Timmons has asked to be excused this evening. Ms. Waldron.
Here.
You have one.
Thank you. All legislators have received a copy of the minutes for the June 26, 2024 regular session. If there's no deletions, corrections, additions, I'll accept the motion. Motion from Legislator Hall, second by Legislator Bazzaio. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I will now recognize those in the audience who wish to share their thoughts with the legislature. Please raise your hand if you wish to be recognized, and as always, state your name and address for the record. In accordance with the rules of order, speakers will be limited up to 5 minutes. Who would like to speak this evening? I have one, just one, and two. Okay, who would like to go first? You. Go ahead, you got a couple minutes.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. My name is Jeffrey Barker, Plattsburgh, New York. I am bringing to your attention and asking for your help in ensuring the high quality of our Lake Champlain waters. Most large vessels have onboard marine sanitation devices known as a head or toilet in accordance with New York State law. In accordance with New York State law, these units are required to be sealed and unable to be dumped overboard into our lake waters. Attached below is a printout of the New York law for you to read, as well as for further guidance is available in other available printings. However, currently there is no apparent inspection or enforcement to ensure compliance. As the law indicates, many governmental agencies have jurisdiction to ensure this compliance, such as the Sheriff's Department, New York State Police, U.S. Coast Guard, DEC, and Forest Rangers. Being an avid long-term boater on this lake, I state that there should be enforcement. This situation is like posting a reasonable speed limit without any enforcement, expecting vehicle operators to comply. A vessel that I am aware of had the Y sanitation device depicted here that I'll give you, not secured, but could simply be moved from a pump on board into the holding tank or to a pump overboard by simply moving this lever depicted here. Additionally, the electric macerator pump that's on board could easily be turned on to dump the entire waste holding tank contents into our lake. The situation would be a violation of New York law that I'm going to give you. You're going to have these, and also this is a depiction of the electric macerator pump. This is a Y fitting. This would go to the pump out of the marina. This is the holding tank that gets sucked by the macerator pump into a valve that dumps right into the lake. Nobody is going on board these vessels to check them. And I worked at a marina in the late 60s, and we used to crawl over those boats and check them all out. And I would like to see that done here locally, and more to come here. The situation is complicated with the many counties, 2 states, and 2 countries that border our lake. A recent conversation with the Burlington-based Coast Guard indicates that they are understaffed and could use the help of other government agencies, which is why I'm speaking to you now. Additionally, the situation is aggravated here with a shutdown of the state Peru Dock free pump out. It's been shut down for several years. The state taxes has a big budget. We need the money and we need those facilities here, and I would like your help with that. And also the shuttering of the Snug Harbor Marina. If enforcement is stepped up, It would also be very interesting to inspect the several vessels on our lake that are not registered to any state or Canadian province, or have a proper U.S. Coast Guard required name on the stern, on the back of the boat. No documentation at all. In the event of an incident, there is no way to possibly trace or track down these said vessels. Enforcement is required. I will be giving a copy of this reading and package to the Clinton County Administrator. Thank you. If you have any questions on these depictions that I drew up and photos, I would be happy to explain it to your Marine Division, the Sheriff, the State Police. Anybody wants to crawl on board my boat, I'll show them what's going on.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You all have a good night. Thanks for considering my comments.
Thank you. Yes.
My name is Jennifer Jewett and I live in Champlain, New York. My speech is 3 minutes, 30 seconds long. So much of our time has been wasted that you should at least allow me the time to finish my speech.
You have 2 minutes, man.
All right. Every meeting I put a ton of thought into what I want to say. This week I asked for some advice and was told you get more flies with honey. That's true and I considered it, but then it occurred to me, why should I be so nice? I have been messed with in every which way possible. We're against animal cruelty and we don't allow people to make excuses for it. We don't laugh it off. We take it very seriously and so should you. One person in particular in here has been lying, playing games, and making sure this law does not get a chance to pass. Meanwhile, dogs continue to suffer all over this county, chained up in the heat each day. We are here because we expect a vote. We attended the July 1st public safety meeting and it went just like any other meeting. Once again, we were messed with, and Calvin voted against the tether law. That is, after telling his fellow legislators he was going to vote for the law. Had he voted for the law, it could have been counted when it went before the legislature for a majority vote. But instead, he voted it down, saying it can only still go to the floor on the vote for a vote today, July 17th. In the meeting, I asked Calvin if the vote would actually count or if there would be trickery. He said no trickery, and he laughed. Sure enough, a week later, I found out there can't be a vote today because it goes against the legislative rules of order. Just what we expected, more trickery and more games, more time wasted. Except I'm not going to let everyone down, you guys can. Even though we know there can't be a vote, Calvin has continued to message people and even tell the Champlain Town Board that there's going to be a vote and that we should all thank him for allowing it to go to the floor, even though it did not pass committee, because he's the one who won't let it pass committee. So here we are, more time wasted, and as far as I have heard, all you can do is discuss the law, and we'll be no further ahead than we were. By the way, I'll thank you, Calvin, when you stopped using Moors as an excuse and you realized 24/7 tethering is animal cruelty and you vote responsibly.
Ma'am, your time's up.
If his lips are moving, he's
Thank you.
lying.
Your time's up. Is there anybody else who'd like to come before the legislature? Okay. We'll now go to committee reports. I'll call upon the chairperson of each committee in alphabetical order by committee, starting with Buildings and Grounds, Legislature, Iowa.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Buildings and Grounds Committee meeting scheduled for Wednesday, July 10th was canceled. Resolution 556 and 557 were pulled and placed upon the agenda. The next Buildings and Grounds Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, August 12th, 4 p.m. But before I end my report, I do have an update that I got from Mr. Cleveland today on a few of the projects. The highway garage roof, all the prefab panels are installed in the west side of the building, and the east side panels are installed approximately 50%, and the valley is done but needs to be flashed. On the government brick project, the contractors working in the alley has installed the weeps. The relief cuts have been made, and a substantial amount of brick replacement has been completed, and it does look pretty good if you get a chance to walk around and check it out. The majority of the windows along the hallways and the alleys have all been resealed and grouted, which will stop the leaking that we were having the problem with. Boiler projects, Jim is completing the contracts with AEDA and we'll have them done shortly. We met yesterday, he said, and stated they're going over the design phase information at this time. The DSS flood update. We have dried out the room and have dealt with the majority of the leaking problems. We drilled a hole through the wall, out into the parking lot, installed a pipe for drainage. This was done to drain excess water out of the courtyard We have 2 very small leaks that we will deal with when it stops downpouring every single day. Treasurer's office renovation, demo is complete and the walls are framed. The electrical rough-in should be completed tomorrow, and then the sheetrocking will begin. End of report.
Thank you very much.
We've been very busy.
Well, I can see that. Children and Family Services, Legislator Burgett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Children and Family Services Committee met on Tuesday, July 2nd. Commissioner of Social Services Christine Peters was present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing various contracts for instructional swim programs and authorizing supervision and treatment services for juveniles plan fund grant application and acceptance. She also discussed water damage. She discussed eligibility verification assistant, EVA, homeless situation, warming center updates, staffing updates, monthly statistics, and mobile text alerts. Resolution 558 through 563 are placed on the agenda upon the recommendation of the committee. The next Children and Family Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, August 6th at 5:15. End of report.
Thank you very much. Economic Development, County Operations, Legislator Walter.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Economic Development and County Operations Committee met earlier. Shannon Thayer, the Planning Department Director, was present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing the Planning Department to apply for the 2024-2025 Snowmobile Trail Program grant funding, and authorizing NYSERDA a Clean Mobility Program grant application. Ms. Thayer also discussed the Saranac River Trail expansion and easements. Molly Ryan, the Economic Development Director, provided updates on the County of Clinton Industrial Development Agency, BOCES, and TDC. Sherb House was also present to discuss having an economic study done of the Great Shazy watershed. Resolutions 564 through 567 have been placed on the agenda upon the recommendation of the committee. The next Economic Development and County Operations Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, August 14th at 3 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Finance, you have a report, Mr. Scholl?
I do, sir. On behalf of Legislator Timmons, the Finance Committee met Wednesday, July 3rd. Rita Davis, the County Treasurer, and Rebecca Murphy, the Deputy County Treasurer, were present to discuss the resolution amending Resolution 577, dated October 14, 2020, title, authorizing contract with Pitney Bowes Global Financial Services, as well as the 2024 sales tax charts and 2024 in-rem auctions. The committee also discussed amending local law number 1 of 2013. And Resolution 568 is placed on the agenda upon the recommendation of the committee, as well as Resolution 624, which was pulled. The next Finance Committee is scheduled for Wednesday, August 7 at 5:15 p.m. I will say you should have received the updated sales tax figures. We were waiting on a second payment, which brought us back to where we thought we should have been. It was a rather large second check we received. So, good news. Thank you.
Health, Legislator Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Health Committee met on Wednesday, July 3rd. Rochelle Gregory, the Director of Community Services, was present to discuss resolutions authorizing systems of care, implementation support grant extension, and authorizing contract with the Plattsburgh City School District. Jeff Sesson, the Director of Public Health, was also present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing contract amendment with Palmer Veterinary Clinic and authorizing contract with Creative Communities Planning LLC. Resolutions 569 through 576 have been placed on the agenda upon the recommendation of the committee. The next Health Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, August 7th at 4 p.m. End report.
Thank you very much. Human Services, Legislator Randall.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Human Services Committee met on Thursday, July 2nd. Kevin LeVault, the Director of the Veterans Services Agency, was present to discuss monthly statistics. Darlene Collins, the Director of the Office for Aging, was also present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing New York State Creative Aging grant application and acceptance, and authorizing payment of membership dues. Resolutions 577 through 579 have been placed on the agenda upon the recommendation of the committee. The next Human Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, August 6th at 4:15 p.m. End of report.
Thank you very much. Personnel. The Personnel Committee met on Monday, July 1st. Resolutions 580 through 594 have been placed on tonight's agenda upon the recommendation of that committee, and Resolution 595 was pulled and has also been placed on tonight's agenda. The next Personnel Committee meeting will be scheduled for Monday, August 5th at 5 p.m. Plattsburgh International Airport, Legislator Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Plattsburgh International Airport Committee held a special meeting on Friday, July 12th, to further discuss the essential air service proposals. The Plattsburgh International Airport Committee also met earlier tonight. Chris Craig, the airport director, was also present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing and acquire continuous friction measuring equipment, CFME, project grant acceptance, and authorizing contract with Bulldog fire apparatus. Mr. Craig also provided an airline intent update, as well as discussions on property, value, and ground support equipment. Resolutions 596 through 600 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The next Plattsburgh International Airport Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, August 14th at 4 p.m. I'd also like to let you know that Beta will be coming to our meeting on that day. End of report.
Thank you, sir. Public Safety, Legislator Castine.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, the Public Safety Committee met on Monday, July 1st. Eric Day, the Director of Emergency Services, was present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing the 2024 statewide interoperability communications formula-based grant application and authorizing emergency management grant EMPG application and acceptance for federal fiscal year 2024. Resolutions 601 through 612 have been placed on the agenda on the recommendation of the committee, as well as pulled resolutions 613 and 614. The next Public Safety Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, August 5th at 4 p.m. And if I can impose on Jackie, when you make your report, could you explain how a law can be brought to the floor here if it doesn't come out of committee? I appreciate that. End of report.
Thank you. Transportation Committee, Legislator Presser.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Transportation Committee meeting scheduled for Monday, July 8th was canceled. Resolutions 615 through 617 have been pulled and placed on the agenda. The next Transportation Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, August 12th at 5:15 p.m. End of report.
Thank you very much. Liaison reports, Board of Health, Legislator Hughes.
No report.
You. Chamber of Commerce, Legislator Presser.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sorry. The Chamber helped to generate letters of support to the U.S. Transportation Department for Contour's Essential Air Service proposal from federal and state officials, regional tourism partners, including Roost and Lake Placid, and a number of area businesses. The Chamber hosted a Tourism Development Roundtable on July 9th with Assembly Tourism Development Chair Jonathan Rivera and Assemblyman Billy Jones. Chairman Henry participated. Active economic development work continues on several fronts with the collaboration of the Clinton County IDA, including marketing of Novabus and support for pending major expansion plans by Schluter Systems, among others. The Chamber conducted 2 red carpet workshops recently for manufacturers considering our area as a location. On the tourism front, this year's jam-packed schedule of major Lake Champlain fishing tournaments continues with strong success. And the summer marketing campaign in Montreal and Ottawa is well underway, including television ads once again. Once again, fully funded by the state, the Chamber is exhibiting at the Farnborough International Air Show, July 22nd through 25th, the world's largest gathering this year of aerospace and transportation equipment companies. As in years past, the Chamber's team is being included in all Quebec's marketing events during the show as part of their partnership with the Quebec government and Aero Montreal. And that's all.
Thank you. Clinton Community College, Legislator Walner.
No report.
Thank you. Community Service Board, Legislator Castine.
No report this time.
Property Extension, Did he have, drop that anything? I don't think so.
I think that I definitely told you.
Okay, no, I don't think you did. I talked to him. Discipline review, grievance as well. Intercounty, Legislator Randall or Walter?
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. The next Intercounty Legislative Committee will be held on Thursday, July 25th, 2024, Indian Lake Theater, 6311 New York State Route 30, Indian Lake, New York. We will approve minutes from our Clinton County meeting that we had this month, and we also will be doing a resolution, Adirondack resolution opposing Senate Bill A 4545 and Assembly Bill A 3069 that opposes the consolidation of the 109 individual industrial development agencies. I plan on attending that. I'll let you know how it goes. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. LCLG Regional Planning Board, Legislator Hughes and Crutcher.
Yeah, we had our regular board meeting actually here in the chamber on July 9th at 1 o'clock. We went over all the committee reports, and then we did the salary schedule and the budget for the year and county allocations for the state. We're pretty close, so I think Mike's being happy about that. So anyways, it was a great meeting, and they enjoyed what we've done here, and they were happy to be up in Clinton County. It was good to host, so that's it.
Very good, thank you. Soil and water.
Yes.
Legislator Preside.
Chairman, the meeting scheduled for tomorrow, Thursday the 18th, due to the lack of a quorum, will be rescheduled for the next Thursday, the 25th at 5 p.m.
Okay,
End of report.
thank you. Workforce Development Report. Legislator Report. Report. Supreme Court Library, I skipped over that.
No
Got
report.
nothing, right? Staff members, Ms. Keller.
Okay, so I would like to request an executive session this evening for the purpose of discussing the sale of real property and to provide legal advice.
Okay.
I also will point people to this really nifty document, 28 pages, adopting local laws in New York State. There's nothing left out of this in terms of what you have to do in terms of local law. You can find it. If anybody wants it, reach out and I can provide you with where to find it on the New York website. So in any event, basically, in order to adopt a local law, a local law needs to be drafted that is compliant with the powers available to a local government, such as county government, under the municipal home rule law. So, you know, one of the things that's done when someone brings forward a local law is it reviewed by the attorney to determine whether it's actually something that the county in this situation would be able to do, and does it cover all of the things that are required for a legal local law. So what you need to do is make sure the subject matter is such that a legislative finding would be desirable for the achieving the intent or objective. What officer or agency of the local government is to have that power or duty. How should the adjustment of a local law be phrased? Should it be phrased in terms of a direct requirement, or should an officer or agency be authorized to determine whether or not to act? If the officer or agency is empowered to adopt and promulgate rules and regulations, if so, what will the standards be? And then what enforcement remedies, if any, should be provided? So those are sort of the big questions. Assuming that you are able to craft a local law that addresses those issues, and you know, there's lots of different ways to do it depending on how comprehensive it is, what type of action you'd be taking. Is it a police power action? Is it a health and safety measure? You know, you need to be, you know, you can't make laws on just anything. I'm not saying that, you know, certainly tether laws are, you know, something that the law can be made, but the law as written needs to be in compliance with the requirements of New York State. And then if you want to introduce the local law, You need to follow all of the requirements in terms of for giving it a name, number. Yeah, it needs to be on the desk of all of the legislators, at least one meeting prior to the meeting at which it would be, there would be a public hearing on it. There could be multiple public hearings on it, but you can vote no sooner than the next meeting. And in fact, at tonight's meeting, we have an example of that. All of the legislators have on their desk a local law filing. It's local law number 2 of the year 2024, amending local law number 1 of 2013, entitled Establishing and Extending the Date for Final Redemption of Delinquent Property Taxes. This, I've reviewed it. It goes through all of the requirements for a valid local law. And the first order of business on tonight's agenda is authorizing the clerk of the Clinton County Legislature to advertise for a public hearing on local law number 2 of 2024, titled the local law amending local law number 1 of 2013, titled Establishing and Extending Date for Final Redemption of the Delinquent Property Taxes. So at the next meeting, that public hearing will be held at the beginning of the meeting, and then after that, it would be appropriate for vote by the legislature. So that is the process. Any local law should be reviewed by council to make sure that it is, as written, meets the criteria for a valid local law under New York State law and the municipal home rule law. Is that comprehensive enough, or I've got another 18 pages to go if you want.
But it can be brought up without having gone,
Yes.
by a committee.
Yeah, so
It can be brought up by 2 legislators.
each year at the introductory session of the legislature, one of the first orders of business is to adopt the rules of order for how the legislature conducts its public business at each and every meeting. And there is nothing in the rules of public order that requires that something be forwarded by a committee. It is required, there are requirements as to when you must bring it forward, when you must file it with the clerk. If it's emergency measure, there is a way for 8 of the 10 legislators to approve to put it on the agenda, but that's not for a local law. A local law has a statutory timeline and procedure, but as long as the rules of order, and I've been the county attorney since 2019, these rules of order have been pretty much consistent since then. As long as someone who's a legislator who wants to bring a motion or a resolution forward, they can follow the timeframes and what's required to be provided to the clerk of the legislature and do that on their own. Does anybody else have any questions on that? Okay.
Okay. Anything further?
No, that's all.
Well,
Sure, Wendell.
just to clarify one thing, because tonight we don't have a local law. I just want to make sure everybody understands that we can't do this now, because it hasn't been out for a week. We didn't do it before the meeting before.
Right.
We haven't followed.
Well, and it needs to be a local law. It can't just be, the county attorney should write a local law, right? Because that doesn't meet all the criteria. So, that can be done in advance of, putting a local law on the desk and, moving it forward. But again, it's New York State law that requires that the law that is proposed to be enacted is on the desk of the people that will be voting on it one meeting prior to any action being taken by it.
And just to clarify, that while we're here tonight, we would be passing it on to have a public hearing next month. So nothing would be passing tonight.
No, correct.
We'd be passing it on to next month.
Not
So if-
only does the local law, as Jackie pointed out, need to be crafted and on legislative desks per state statute. In addition to that, the resolution authorizing the clerk of the board to advertise for a public hearing needs to be requested, put in writing and requested to be put on the agenda by that legislature. That would be the document that would be voted on.
That's like we're doing
And
tonight.
then at the subsequent meeting is when the public hearing would happen, and then the vote.
And to get it to where you just said, how many votes do you need to do that? Majority.
You need 6.
To get it to a public hearing.
No, to pass it.
To pass, once,
Yeah,
you need any to get it to the public hearing.
Yes,
There
because
is a
there was a
vote.
resolution
Okay.
authorizing the clerk to
Advertise.
advertise and schedule it.
We don't get 6 votes tonight for this local law, it won't,
No, you can't vote on that tonight.
we're not voting to move
On
it
the
forward.
resolution.
Yeah, we're voting on the resolution to authorize it.
If we don't vote yes to move it forward, we won't do this next month. So we're
Right.
gonna- So just like that, we have to get 6 votes, and if this tender law was here next month, we have to get 6 votes to move it on to becoming a public hearing and voting to make the law, or not, at the first meeting in September. September we'll have 2 meetings, right now, July and August, we only have 1, so it'll be early in September.
Anything further on that? Mr. Giroux?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay. Resolutions. Before voting on resolutions, I want to note that the majority of the resolutions have been thoroughly discussed by the appropriate committees, and the legislature is taking action tonight based in large part on the recommendation of those committees. Mr. Zerlo, would you please read the title of the resolutions to be acted upon?
Certainly. Resolution 555, authorizing the clerk of the Clinton County Legislature to advertise for a public hearing on local law number 2 of 2024 titled, amending local law number 1 of 2013 titled, establishing an extending date for final redemption of delinquent property taxes, Treasurer's Office.
Motion, legislator Hall, second, legislator Randall. Discussion. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 556, authorizing contract with Bob's Instant Plumbing, Buildings and Grounds.
Motion, legislator Mazzio, second, legislator Randall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 557, authorizing contract with Hartson Total Opening, Buildings and Grounds.
Motion, legislator Mazzio, second, legislator Henry. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 558, authorizing New York State Swims Grant Application Youth Bureau.
Motion, legislator Perrier, second, legislator Mazzio. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 559, authorizing memorandum of understanding with various municipalities to distribute donated funds, Youth Bureau.
Motion, legislator Perrier, second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 560, authorizing various contracts for instructional swim programs, Youth Bureau.
Motion, legislator Perrier, second, legislator Randall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 561, authorizing contract amendments to approve the reallocation of 2024 Youth Development Program funding, Youth Bureau.
Motion, legislator Perrier, second, legislator Mazzio. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 562, authorizing supervision and treatment services for juveniles, planned funds grant application and acceptance, social services.
Motion, legislator Perrier, second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 563, authorizing memorandum of understanding with Champlain Valley Family Center and the Clinton County Department of Social Services.
Motion, legislator Perrier, second, legislator Randall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 564, authorizing the county treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for the 2023-2024 snowmobile trail grant planning department.
Motion, legislator Waldron, second, legislator Castleton. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 565, authorizing the planning department to apply for the 2024-2025 snowmobile trail program grant, planning department.
Motion, Legislator Waldron. Second, Legislator Cresser. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 566, authorizing New York State Energy Research and Development Authority Clean Mobility Program Grant Application, Planning Department.
Motion, Legislator Waldron. Second, Legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 567, authorizing hazard mitigation grant program application, Planning Department.
Motion, Legislator Waldron. Second, Legislator Castine. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 568, amending Resolution 577 dated October 14, 2020, titled, authorizing contract with Pitney Bowes Global Financial Services LLC purchasing.
Motion, Legislator Henry. Second, Legislator Hughes. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 569, authorizing contract amendment with Palmer's Veterinary Clinic Health Department.
Motion, Legislator Hughes. Second, Legislator Bizzio. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 570, authorizing contracts with various preschool-related contractors, Health Department.
Motion, Legislator Hughes. Second, Legislator Castine. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 571, authorizing contract with various preschool tuition contractors, Health Department.
Motion, Legislator Hughes. Second, Legislator Waldron. Discussion.
Just want to again point out the addition of one of your county's school districts into this book of business on page 24, and that's the reason that contract is increased. Well, that new contract is in existence.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 572, authorizing contract with Peru Central School District Health Department.
Motion, Legislator Hughes. Second, Legislator Bizzio. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 573, authorizing contract with the Plattsburgh City School District Health Department.
Motion, Legislator Hughes. Second, Legislator Castine. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 574, authorizing contract with Creative Communities Planning LLC Health Department.
Motion, Legislator Hughes. Second, Legislator Waldron. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 575, authorizing Systems of Care Implementation Support Grant Extension, Mental Health and Addiction.
Motion, Legislator Hughes. Second, Legislator Bizzio. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 576, authorizing contract with Plattsburgh City School District Mental Health and Addiction.
Motion, Legislator Hughes. Second, Legislator Castine. Discussion. Roll call.
Excuse me, under discussion, those on the committee, this is money that comes from the Community Services Board, that I know that the Community Services Board wants this program to be implemented in many of our school districts. I believe this is the first of hopefully many that this money can flow to.
Any further discussion, questions? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 577, authorizing New York State Creative Aging Grant Application and Acceptance, Office for the Aging.
Motion, Legislator Randall. Second, Legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 578, authorizing contracts with various teaching artists, Office for the Aging.
Motion, Legislator Randall. Second, Legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 579, authorizing payment of membership dues, Office for the Aging.
Motion, Legislator Randall. Second, Legislator Waldron. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 580, approving backfill of permanent full-time probation officer 1, probation department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 581, approving backfill of permanent full-time account clerk typist, mental health and addiction.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Cresser. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 582, approving replacement of a permanent full-time assessor position with a permanent part-time assessor position, real property.
Motion, legislator Cresser. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 583, approving reclassification of a permanent full-time senior assessment control examiner position up to a permanent full-time assessor position, real property.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 584, approving backfill of a permanent full-time election specialist position, Board of Elections.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Cresser. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 585, approving backfill of permanent full-time director of healthcare services, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Cresser. Second, legislator Henry. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 586, approving backfill of a permanent full-time senior account clerk position, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 587, approving backfill of a permanent full-time registered professional nurse, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Cresser. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 588, approving backfill of permanent full-time guard position, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Cresser. Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 589, approving backfill of permanent full-time social welfare examiner position, social services.
Motion, legislator Cresser. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 590, approving backfill of permanent full-time clerk position, social services.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Cresser. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 591, approving backfill of a permanent full-time clerk position, social services.
Motion, legislator Cresser. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 592, approving creation of a permanent full-time caseworker position, social services.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion.
Jim, just not a new FTE, correct?
Correct.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 593, approving backfill of a permanent full-time licensed practical nurse, nursing home.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Cresser. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 594, approving backfill of a permanent full-time nurses aide, nursing home.
Motion, legislator Cresser. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 595, approving backfill of a permanent full-time registered professional nurse position, mental health and addiction.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 596, authorizing aircraft rescue and firefighting vehicle, ARF vehicle equipment, and personal protective equipment grant acceptance, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Walden. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried. How many of these have we had? This piece of equipment.
Well, we had to not accept a bid. This is the final one. We're finally gonna
Promise?
Promise we're gonna buy it. Mr. Hall said he'd cover the 2.5% person.
You guarantee it?
No?
That was funny.
Resolution number 597, authorizing acquire continuous friction measuring equipment project grant acceptance, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Resolution number 598, authorizing the rehabilitation of runway 1735 lighting and reconstruction of airfield guidance signage construction project, grant acceptance, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 599, authorizing contract with Control Touch Systems LLC, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Waldron. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 600, authorizing contract with Bulldog Fire Apparatus, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Resolution number 601, authorizing memorandum of understanding with the Plattsburgh City Police Department, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 602, authorizing aid to Defense for Discovery Program grant acceptance, public defender.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 603, authorizing contract with Phoenix Storm Stars District Attorney's Office Child Advocacy Center.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 604, authorizing contract with Anthony Campagna, PhD, District Attorney's Office Child Advocacy Center.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 605, authorizing contract with Vermont Center for Responder Wellness, District Attorney's Office Child Advocacy Center.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 606, authorizing contract with the University of Vermont Health Network Medical Group, District Attorney's Office Child Advocacy Center.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 607, authorizing contract with Samaritan Hospital, an affiliate of St. Peter's Health Partners, District Attorney's Office Child Advocacy Center.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 608, authorizing 2024 statewide interoperability communications formula-based grant application, emergency services.
I talked earlier on this grant with Mr. Day. And I think you all saw the email that I sent out earlier regarding the issue of communications in the Lina Mountain, Dannemora, Shazy Lake area for EMS with urban radio system. I know the Public Safety Committee has been talking about that a little bit. I only bring this up is I asked if there was any money in here to like kind of look at that or maybe use some of this. Now, I'm not saying that there is, because this is designated money, and we all know how this works. But I did ask Eric that if there was some money in here that could be used for a purpose of just looking at it, you're not gonna fix it, right? I mean, not with whatever's here. But maybe we could get somebody up here to take a look at that, and maybe that's a topic of discussion that we could have at the, Public Safety Committee, if that was okay. I think I copied you on that, didn't I? Yes. So, it's just something to throw out there. There's an issue out there in that area. There may be an issue in other areas. It may be something that the Public Safety Committee wants to look at. If it took a few bucks to get somebody up here to look at it, maybe there's some money in here, maybe there's not. But we can talk about that later. So that was just for general information on that issue, so. Any questions or anything on that? Roll call.
We need a motion in a second, sir.
Oh, I forgot that part. Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion that I already had. Roll call.
Under discussion, I will say, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
What the chairman was referring to is we do use this grant to pay the lease on the larger system. So that's the number one thing we do with this money. I will say that the lease payment is normally a tad bit less than the award. As such, there may be something to do what you suggested to do. I can't guarantee that.
No, I know. I'm not saying that there is, but I think we need to start somewhere.
I agree with you, Mr. Henry, because my district is up there, so.
Well, we'll see what happens. All right.
Patty wants it, we have to do it.
Will there be a bridge?
There's no bridge, Bob.
There a bridge attached?
Or culvert.
Or culvert.
Culvert.
Roll call.
Mr. Perrier? Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 609, authorizing emergency management performance grant application and acceptance for federal fiscal year 2024 emergency services.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 610, authorizing 2024 public safety answering point operations grant application emergency services.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 611, authorizing fiscal year 2024 State Homeland Security Program grant application and acceptance emergency services.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 612, authorizing fiscal year 2022 Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Services Domestic Terrorism Prevention Grant Program Extension Emergency Services.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 613, authorizing participation in the fiscal year 2023-2024 Hazardous Materials Emergency Preparedness Grant Program Emergency Services.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 614, awarding bid for 2 new police vehicles, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 615, awarding bid for hydro seeding and turf establishment, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Bazzaio. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 616, authorizing grant application and acceptance to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation's 2024 Water Quality Improvement Project Program, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 617, authorizing the purchasing agent to solicit bids for various materials and services as needed for the year 2025 Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Randall. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 618, authorizing the county treasurer to pay off 2021 master plan improvement project bond anticipation note, buildings and grounds.
Motion, legislator Mazzio. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. Roll call.
Spurrier.
Yes.
Ms. Waldron.
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 619, authorizing the county treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for the probation department probation.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Randall. Discussion. Roll call.
Spurrier.
Yes.
Ms. Waldron.
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 620, authorizing the county treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for insurance reimbursement, sheriff department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Spurrier.
Yes.
Ms. Waldron.
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 621, authorizing the county treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for insurance reimbursement, sheriff's department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Spurrier.
Yes.
Ms. Waldron.
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 622, approving appointment to the Clinton Essex Franklin Library Board, Legislature.
Mr. Castine, 5-4? 5-4 it is. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 623 has been withdrawn this evening. Resolution number 624, voiding purchase forfeiture of deposit in the town of Altona Treasurer's Office.
Motion, legislator Perrier. Second, legislator Randall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Spurrier.
Yes.
Ms. Waldron.
Yes.
Carried. We have a waive Rule 13.2 request. May I have a motion to waive Rule 13.2 regarding piggybacking on the town of Plattsburgh's asphalt, concrete materials, and Glory contract? I have a motion. Motion, legislator Hughes, second by legislator Mazzio. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 625, authorizing piggybacking on the town of Plattsburgh asphalt, concrete materials and delivery contract, highway department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer, second, legislator Mazzio. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, let's see if that takes care of that. Is there anything further to come before the legislature before we go into executive session? I would ask for a motion to go into executive session. Motion by legislator Kretzer, second by legislator Randall. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried? Carried. We're out of executive session. Give it a minute. Okay, we are back in regular session.
Yes, Chairman. We have one more resolution that I've handed out that we discussed earlier. It's resolution number 626, authorizing temporary extension for appointments and stipend for acting nursing home administrator nursing home.
We have a motion. Motion by.
Excuse me, the motion to waive Rule 13.2 is very specific to a prior resolution?
It is not.
Well, the way you said it was.
Yeah, but,
Okay.
correct. So no, the 13.2 would carry over to this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we're all set on there?
Yes, sir.
We have a motion. Motion by legislator Kretzer, second by legislator Hall. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Any further business to come before the legislature?
Motion to adjourn.
Take a motion to adjourn. Motion by legislator Hughes, second by legislator Mazzio. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.